Hi, I'm Julie John from the Little Shuswap Lake Indian Band, part of the Secwepemc Nation. I own Be Inspired Events and Event Planning. I do contracts working with Indigenous communities and organizations, helping them coordinate and facilitate events. I first started doing events. I was hired as an event coordinator. We would bring in speakers, and these speakers would come in and inspire and motivate. And I just love that feeling of not only helping to coordinate this event, but participants leaving the event feeling inspired and wanting positive change in their life. So a challenge was being in debt and not understanding the money side of business. And I struggled with why am I not making money? Why do I keep struggling? Why can I not make a profit? And I don't know if I heard somebody or I read a book, but they said in order to run a successful business, you have to get your personal financial house in order. So I started reading books and understanding my relationship with money. So I had to learn as an adult new habits because of the habits that I had that were normal to me were not working. And my message growing up with money is money was to spend. And even as an adult, that's exactly what I did. I would get money and spend it. Even as a business owner, I did not connect and make that connection of I had to reinvest in my business and put my money back into my business in order for it to be successful. I thought as an entrepreneur and business owner that I had to know everything. So I was trying to figure out how to do payroll, how to do remittance, how to deal with all that stuff. And I was afraid to ask for help because I thought if I asked for help that people would know that I didn't know what I was doing and that I would look like a failure. But once I learned how to ask for help, it was a huge weight off of my shoulders. To hire somebody to do my bookkeeping was the best decision that I could have made because it gave me more time and opportunity to do what I was passionate about in my business and not worry about figuring out the books, which I am not passionate about. The rewards outweigh any challenge. And even to get through challenges is rewarding because in those times of challenge, you don't think there is a way out, but just taking one day at a time and working on one task at a time and not overwhelming yourself is a huge success. I also have created Leading Indigenous Female Entrepreneur Foundation, which was created to fundraise and create grants for Indigenous female entrepreneurs. I was researching grants. I came across a grant, but it was in the United States, which I didn't qualify for. And I really loved the concept of that grant. It's a small grant, and I thought it was just an amazing idea to help Indigenous female entrepreneurs help them start or create a business. I'm a huge advocate and supporter of other Indigenous entrepreneurs, and a lot of people come to me for advice or have questions. And even though I don't consider myself an expert in anything, I feel so honored that they trust me to ask me questions. And if I don't have the answer, I'll help them find an answer that will help them to keep moving forward. My financial institution for my business is Royal Bank of Canada, and for my not-for-profit, Interior Savings Credit Union. But my relationship with the Royal Bank of Canada, like going in and talking about finances, is easy for me to do now, as before I would have so much fear and anxiety to talk about money, especially business, especially if I owed money. I just had a meeting last week with an Indigenous rep from RBC, and we had lunch and we discussed money. And not in a million years would I have ever thought I'd be going to lunch with a banker to talk about money, and how rewarding that was. And to build a wealthy, successful business is okay and it's normal. We don't get into business to struggle and to just get by. We're all here on this earth to succeed and to help and lift each other up. Dream big, and do not limit your thoughts, do not limit your idea to anybody's expectation. If you have a huge dream and idea, believe that you can do it, and take small steps, set small goals to get you to reach those big goals, and it will happen. It might take a lot of time, but if you stay focused and passionate about what you want to do, you will get there.